Hi there folks, let's continue to look at the armour of God, and we will specifically look at the armour of God today. So Ephesians chapter 6 verse 11 says, put on the full armour of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. And then it picks up again in verse 13, therefore put on, again the same thing, put on the full armour of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything, to stand. Put on the full armour of God. Wonderfully, God has given us armour, spiritual armour, that we can use in this spiritual battle which we've described over the last few days. Now let's note one thing today before we get into the different aspects of the armour. Let's note one thing, and that is that this is written to a church. This letter is not written to a specific individual, it's written to the church, the Christians in Ephesus. So when they, as they would have done, heard this letter read out publicly to them, what they were hearing was a call for the church, the whole church, to put on the full armour of God together as a church. Sometimes we can read these New Testament letters quite individualistically, like, all right, so I've got to get this bit of armour and that bit of armour, and there's something to that. But actually what we're being called to do here is, as a church together, get the armour on together so that we can fight literally shoulder to shoulder together, like a Roman soldier would have done in a formation. So as we come into the details of this passage, let's always have in mind not just the application to our own sort of personal spirituality, if you like, but let's be conscious that this is applying to our brothers and sisters who, though we can't be physically near one another at the moment, we are still spiritually shoulder to shoulder in formation, facing the enemy together, and hearing this call to the church to put on the armour of God.